That one's out of range.
Kaneko, that's way too rude.
Why a hostess club?
Actually, this is my older sister's club. Kaneko? He's not here. He's always wandering off somewhere. My name is Takuto Miyase. 25 years old, I work in sales for a logistics company. Just now, an internal call came in for one of my senior colleagues, and I was trying to transfer it, but I can't find him. I'm sorry, I'll tell him to call you back when he returns. Just as I finished the call and hung up, that very senior colleague came back. Oh, Kaneko? Sato from the accounting called you on the internal line earlier.
Sato? Oh, that C-rank face girl, huh? Seriously, if she's nagging about receipts, she should just come here directly.
Koji Kaneko is 5 years my senior and notorious for ranking women. It's a mystery how someone so tactless can be the top salesperson. He must put on a complete different persona with clients.
By the way, did you see the receptionist today? Her face is so-so, but she manages to get by on her vibe alone. So she's a B.
Kaneko, that kind of talk is really unpleasant to hear. Could you please stop?
You're a guy too, so you're judging women in your head, aren't you? Don't act like such a saint.
I don't. You're the only one who does that, Kaneko.
Well, I'm one of the most handsome guys in the company, you know? Guess that means we're in different leagues, huh? If an ugly guy did the same thing, you'd be pissed, right? It's only okay because it's me.
No one thinks it's okay. If you keep doing things like that, I'll come back to bite you someday. My colleagues, our superiors, and I have warned him many times like this, but he never listens.
Oh right, some urgent work just came up today that I have to deal with. I have to entertain clients later too, so sorry, but could you take care of this work for me?
It's unusual for you since you always finish your work earlier. But okay, if it's for client entertainment, I guess it can be helped.
You're a lifesaver. I'm the prince of the sales world, so I'm gonna make an appearance, you know?
Don't you mean an eccentric species? Though I was cursing him inwardly, I decided to take it on since it wasn't an amount of work I couldn't finish within overtime.
Nice to meet you. My name is Megumi Kasahara. I may cause some trouble, but I look forward to working with you.
Just as the season was getting warm enough to make us sweat on our morning commutes, a mid-career hire, a woman joined our company. She greeted us in a voice so quiet it was barely audible, giving me the impression that she was a reserved person. Since we were the same age, I felt a sense of camaraderie with her, but then... I have a bad feeling about this. Just as I expected, Kaneko started talking to me while standing next to me during the morning assembly.
That one's out of range.
What? How can you say something like that in a place like this? Kaneko, that's way too rude.
Come on, she's beneath even being ranked. There's nothing to praise about her. I bet her personality is crap too.
That's enough. How can you say such a thing about a colleague?
What's your problem? It's the truth, isn't it?
How is it the truth? You don't know anything about Kasahara, so how can you say that?
You can judge a person 100% by their looks.
I tried to warn her more strongly after that, but it didn't seem to get through to Kaneko. I hope Kasahara didn't hear what he said earlier. Saying something like that right in front of her, just because she's a little ways off, I really question Kaneko's nerve.
Excuse me, I just...
Huh? She suddenly stood up from her seat, so I decided to go check on her while pretending to get copies. And then... Whoa, what is this? It's like a mushroom mountain. A mushroom forest of energy?
Oh yes, don't mind me. I'm being called out of range on my first day just made mushrooms sprout instead of making me laugh. There are king trumpet mushrooms, maitake, and shimeji mushrooms too.
That might save on food expenses. Wait, no, that's not the point. I'm really sorry. That guy's rudeness is his default setting. It's best not to mind him.
No, it's fine. I know it myself. I'm just a musty woman anyway.
Nobody said anything like that, right? If you're free, would you like to grab dinner after work? Seeing her put herself down like that, I felt like I wanted to take her to a certain place. Look, you and I are the only 25-year-olds in this department. We're the only ones the same age. So think of it as a welcome party.
But if you go with me, the food will taste bad.
It won't. Okay, I'll see you later then. Is it okay if I pick the place?
Oh, okay.
And so, the place I brought her to was, believe it or not, a hostess club.
Why a hostess club?
Actually, this is my older sister's club.
Your sisters?
Good evening. Nice to meet you. I'm Takuto's older sister, Kana.
Good evening. Nice to meet you.
My sister Kana, who's 6 years older than me, was originally just a hostess. But she started to get interested in management. And about a year ago, she opened her own club. And I'm sometimes half forced to come here, and every time my sister and the hostesses tease me.
Oh my, she seems like a nice girl. Please take care of Takuto.
Huh? No way. Takuto has a girlfriend? Ah, it's true. Today's a festival. Whoa. It's a flood of beauty.
That's not it. I came here today because I have a favor to ask of you. Sis, and everyone. My sister and the hostesses made a huge fuss, thinking I brought my girlfriend. I somehow managed to explain today's events to my sister and the others while they were swarming Kasahara.
What's with that guy? He's the worst. Who does he think he is?
But you know, there are people like that who love to rank others.
But it can't be helped. It's an undeniable fact that I'm plain.
Why would you say something like that?
That's obviously because I'm not cute, isn't it?
Anyone can look good if they dress up and wear makeup.
That's something for girls who are already cute to begin with, right? If someone like me tries, I'll just get laughed at. That's why it's only natural for me to be called out of range. Though, I was surprised to hear it on my very first day at work.
As Kasahara let out a self-deprecating sigh, we were at a loss for words. But among us, there was one person who couldn't stay silent.
I see. Then why don't you just stay like that for the rest of your life?
Hey sis, your tone?
Is life fun with that cynical, it's useless no matter what I do, so I won't do anything attitude?
But it's a fact that I'm not cute.
No buts or howevers. Are you okay with that, Kasahara? Are you okay with just getting older while staying servile? Turning into a sullen, unlovable old woman that no one wants to be around?
I don't like my personality either. But even so, what am I supposed to do?
Leave that to us. Takuto, you brought Kasahara here for that reason, didn't you?
That's my sister for sure.
What should I do?
Leave it to us, the professionals of beauty. All you need is just a little bit of courage, Kasahara.
And so, what they called beauty lessons by my sister and the others began. It was a bit forceful, but it was also painful for me to see Kasahara continue to be ridiculed by Kaneko. From then on, Kasahara steadily showed the results of my sister's lessons.
Then the person in charge will contact you again later. Yes. Goodbye.
She stopped wearing glasses and changed her hairstyle. That's true. But I feel like something else, something more, is different. I heard Kasahara goes to the hostess club every day before it opens for business. But my sister hasn't told me the details of the lessons.
If you knew, you'd be looking for what changed, right? Try looking at her without any prior knowledge.
Because she told me that, I was genuinely impressed by Kasahara's growth. Kasahara, how are things going with my sister?
She gives me heartfelt advice every day. It's tough, but it feels like loving guidance. Lately, I've started to feel a bit more confident, like maybe I've been able to change little by little.
I see. But it's not just because you received advice. It's also thanks to your own strength, isn't it, Kasahara?
You think so? I'm not so sure about that. But there was one thing that made me really happy.
Something that made you happy?
Kana and the others taught me that appearance isn't just about fashion or makeup, but that posture and the way you speak can also make a big difference. So I tried to be conscious of it myself, you see? And when I did, my colleagues told me, your vibe seems brighter somehow.
Really? That's great!
It was just that, but it was the first time something like that had happened to me, so it was a big deal and made me really happy.
The change I had sensed in her was in the impression she gave, stemming from her posture, tone of voice, and way of speaking. Furthermore, the guidance from my sister and the others, combined with that small comment from her colleagues, created a synergetic effect, shaping her into the confident person she was now. Yeah, you've become really attractive, Kasahara.
Huh?
No, what I just said was...
Hey, you're on the clock. What is slacking off for?
With Kaneko's arrival, the slightly embarrassing atmosphere was broken, and I felt a strange mix of relief and disappointment. Sorry, Kaneko.
Well, it's not good to chat too much during work hours, but Kasahara suddenly became so polished, so maybe they just got carried away?
Huh? Polished? In what way?
In what way? Can't you see how different she is?
She still looks plain and gloomy to me, though. Maybe you should get your contact lens prescription checked.
What's with him? So unpleasant. Kasahara, don't worry about it. It's best to just ignore people like that.
Okay.
It's not like Kasahara is training to move up from Kaneko's outer range category, but his persistently condescending attitude made me and my colleagues frown.
Seriously, all of them going on about how she's polished and stuff? Her face is still that of a plain girl, huh?
After work that day, Kaneko was walking through the entertainment district when he spotted Kasahara ahead of him.
That outer range girl. What's he doing in a place like this?
Kasahara, on her way to her lessons with my sister and the others, went straight into the hostess club before it opened. Kaneko's eyes widened as if he'd seen something unbelievable. And then he took out his phone.
I saw it! This is pretty bad, isn't it? I just love this kind of gossip.
The next day, Kasahara, holding some documents, uncharacteristically approached Kaneko.
Excuse me, I think this item here might be incorrect.
Huh? Why are you telling me that?
Well, I heard you were the one who prepared it, so I thought I should let you know.
That's something you can just fix quickly yourself, can't you? Are you think you're lucky for finding my mistake or something?
I wasn't thinking anything like that. I'm sorry if I offended you.
Huh. You act all quiet, but you're a dangerous woman. Just as expected from someone working as a hostess. I even have a photo, look!
Saying that, Kaneko took out his phone and showed the picture from yesterday.
Entering a hostess club before it opens for business? What could that possibly mean?
Kaneko deliberately raised his voice so everyone around could hear, causing other employees to look over, wondering what was going on.
Our company prohibits side jobs, right? So, why are you working at a hostess club? Shall I guess? You're saving up for plastic surgery, aren't you? There's a limit to how much you can fix with just your vibe, so now you're trying to resort to plastic surgery. Honestly, this is why those outer range types with bad foundations and plain looks are so troublesome.
If this continues, other employees might misunderstand Kasahara. I immediately stood up to explain the truth. That's not true. This hostess club is my sister's place. Kasahara was coming here to get advice from my sister and the other staff on how to change herself. There's no truth to her having a side job. Kaneko, you always put people down based on speculation. And you don't even try to consider the effort they might be putting in behind the scenes. You'll probably never understand how a woman feels when someone calls her out of range.
Huh. How would a naturally handsome guy like me understand something like that? Besides, it's just a light joke. So it's their fault for taking it seriously. If you can't take a joke, you clearly have no composure.
Your remarks aren't considered jokes because they're not socially acceptable. Don't try to make it the listener's problem.
What did you say?
Also, Kaneko, you go to my sister's hostess club too, don't you? It seems you're expensing your hostess club bills as client entertainment.
Huh?
Well, my sister told me there was someone who ranked people. I checked if there were others like that, and it turned out to be Kaneko, and also a customer at my sister's club. That day, Kaneko pounded off work on me, saying it was for client entertainment. You were actually going to the hostess club, weren't you? I even remember the exact date. It was so rare for Kaneko to ask me for a favor.
Well, the client is a huge fan of hostess clubs, and I didn't want to, but I had no choice.
You were alone, didn't you? I can't ask my sister to check the club's security cameras, you know?
So you lied and expensed your personal hostess club bills? Isn't that a crime?
No, it's not. This is market research.
What kind of research would a logistics company salesperson do at a hostess club?
Like, what kind of alcohol is popular and stuff?
As if to drown out Kaneko's excuses, the sound of a ringing phone echoed through the department.
Kaneko, Sato from accounting is on the internal line for you.
What? At a time like this? Yes, this is Kaneko speaking. Yes, about the, receipts, you say? Yes. I'll be right there.
Behind Kaneko, who was frantically answering the phone, Kasahara was gripping a receiver. It seems that while I was confronting Kaneko, she had contacted the accounting department. Furthermore, Kaneko was then summoned by his superior and didn't return to his desk for the rest of the day. Today was a mess, huh? You must be tired.
A little. But hopefully this will teach Kaneko a lesson and he'll quiet down, right?
I wonder about that. It was a Friday, so we decided to pop into the hostess club for a bit before it opened, and we're heading there. Well, considering his fudging expenses, I think the chances of him staying at the company are pretty low.
Oh, is Takuto with you today?
There's something I wanted to talk about. Kaneko got caught in by the higher-ups today about the expenses.
Oh, really? I didn't expect it to be resolved so quickly. With this, Kasahara won't have to worry anymore, right?
Yes.
We gathered around the table and breathed a sigh of relief. Or so I'd like to say, but...
Sir, we're not open yet.
Shut up! They're here, aren't they? I know they are. Let me in.
Suddenly, angry shouts echoed from the club's entrance.
Owner, we have a problem. That ranking guy is rampaging, demanding to be let in.
Get out of my way!
Kaneko, who had forced his way into the club, began to unilaterally vent his resentment towards us.
Sir, please refrain from causing trouble for the club.
Huh. To think you and him were siblings? I was completely fooled.
No, that was just a coincidence.
It's all your fault. I was so humiliated today, and on top of that, I got caught in by the higher-ups. Damn it! For me, the arrival top salesperson, to be looked at like that by others is humiliating. You guys with your mediocre looks and personalities. Miyase, you're out of range. Your sister, you're out of range too. And the plain girl is obviously out of range. All of you are subhuman. You're all lower rank than me. Out of range trash to stay out of range and out of my sight.
I was dumbfounded, wondering what he was talking about since he came here himself. And it was at that moment.
Doesn't it feel empty, ranking people like that?
What? Who are you to talk? When you're not even in a position to judge others.
Kaneko, you're the one who should realize you're not in a position to judge people.
Honestly, I was surprised, even though her inner self had brightened. I never thought Kasahara would address the ranking issue so directly and head-on.
Actually, Kaneko, I'm grateful to you. I've spent my life worrying about what others think, living in a servile way. But because you called me out of range, I was able to meet Miyase, Kana, and all the hostesses. Thanks to that, I can now live positively. This is the most fun I've ever had in my life. Thank you.
Kasahara,
Kasahara, you've become so admirable.
standing tall without fear. As she thanked Kaneko, she looked incredibly radiant. It felt like a little embarrassing, but I could truly feel that her encounters with us had changed her.
What are you trying to wrap things up all by yourself for? What I want to say is...
Okay, stop. That's enough. Since we're at it, how about you experience it too? Being ranked.
Huh?
You're F rank.
Kaneko was momentarily stunned, but perhaps, understanding the meanings of my sister's words, his expression quickly twisted in anger.
Don't mess with me! No matter how you look at it, I'm S rank.
You? S rank? Save your jokes for your face.
That's right. You're pretty disliked as an unpleasant customer at our club, you know. You just sip on canned drinks without ordering proper alcohol, and your way of teasing isn't funny at all.
And despite that, you pester us to go out with you after hours.
What a pain of a customer. So, you were the type who doesn't know how to have fun respectfully, Kaneko.
Shut up! How people have fun at Hostess Club is up to them!
Be quiet, boy. We hostesses would never normally rank even the worst customers. We always provide the best service, treating them as valued customers. But you see, that only applies to customers who observe basic morals and manners. A troublesome customer like you, you're not even worth ranking as a customer. Even F rank is too presumptuous for you.
You mere hostesses! How dare you treat a paying customer like this?
Looking like steam was about to come out of his ears, Kaneko picked up one of the club's furnishings and raised it.
A dump like this? Our wreckers who can't even do business!
Excuse me, there's a man shouting in the hostess club, and he looks like he's about to get violent.
Hey, who are you calling?
Who else? The police, of course.
It was a lie, so hang up the phone right now!
Is that so? By the way, I was lying too. I wasn't actually calling anyone from the start.
You tricked me!
With an attitude like that, I might as well really report you. In the first place, you're trespassing, and I can press charges even if you don't get violent. Just as Kaneko fell silent, my sister clapped her hands sharply.
Throw this person out.
Bouncers in black suits came from the back of the club and firmly gripped Kaneko by both arms.
What the? Let me go!
You're banned. Don't ever come near our club again. Next time, I'll really call the police.
I'm not F rank! I'm S! I'm a person worth that much!
Kaneko, obsessed with ranks until the very end, was like a demon trapped by evaluations. Afterward, at the company, a detailed investigation by the accounting and sales departments revealed that Kaneko had been filling expenses for fictitious client entertainment. Of course, he was fired from the company and also sued for damages.
Honestly, I'm relieved he's gone. Even if I pretended not to care, he was seriously irritating.
All the employees who had been made uncomfortable by Kaneko's ranking were overjoyed.
I'm not some F rank. I'm S rank.
Also, for some reason, Kaneko apparently dived into the nightlife world. The possibility of jumping into the host industry in his 30s and succeeding isn't zero. However, that old guy, he calls himself S rank, but his human rank is rock bottom, right? That's why his sales don't grow. He couldn't respect customers and wouldn't probably listen to his younger superiors or seniors. As a result, his sales have apparently been the lowest ever since he joined. Looked down upon by his colleagues, Kaneko must have finally keenly felt his own arrogance.
I'm so glad you talked to me back then, Miyase.
As for us, our interactions continued even after the commotion, and now we often meet outside of the hostess club as well. Kasahara no longer puts herself down and is shining even brighter.
I'm really grateful. So, with this newfound confidence, there's something I want to say. If it's okay with you, would you go out with me?
Yeah, of course.
What? Are you really sure? You're not just saying that because it's hard to refuse?
Seeing how hard you work, Kasahara, I don't think there's anyone who wouldn't fall for your dedication. Actually, more than that, I was planning to ask you today.
No way. Oh man, I should have waited a little longer. I jumped the gun. It's so embarrassing.
Everyone has their own standards of beauty, but one shouldn't use that as a shield to criticize people to their faces. Because everyone who tries their best to change is equally beautiful.
I'm so glad Kasahara got to meet Miyase and Kana and the other hostesses. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video!